Alright, what's up guys? We're in Blackwater State Forest, and we're gonna do a couple water crossings. The Rav4 should do fine in that. It's not very high off the ground, so we do want to be careful with the amount of water that we do try and forage. And we're I'm gonna do this one in front of us, and then we're gonna go to some other trails and try and get some tires off the ground, and we'll see what happens. So let's get a full send. Alright guys, so when we do a water crossing, I prefer to use the mud and sand mode. It does turn off the traction control, and it really splits all the power between the four wheels. So you've got rock and dirt, we've got mud and sand. So obviously if we're going through water, mud and sand, it makes a little more sense. And yeah, that's what we've been doing. Alright guys, so I just kind of want to talk about what just happened. So what you saw was struggling. It's really the first time we've got it to struggle at all today. But what I realized is that when it does start to struggle, you have to stay in it. Like, your foot needs to be on the floor and you need to stay in it, because what it's doing is it is figuring out where it needs to apply power. And if you don't give it time to figure out where it needs to apply power, then it's not going to get up the obstacle. So it's important to remember that when you do go off-road in your Rav4, that it's not like going off-road in your 4Runner, in your Tacoma, and it's different. And you have to drive it differently, you have to treat it differently. But it did get up the obstacle. That's all we can ask for. Alright guys, so the last thing that I do want to talk about with this Rav4 is the multi-terrain select. Now, it is important to talk about this because I really don't think that you get the terrain selector in anything but the TRD Off-Road. The hybrid does have, I think, like the trail mode, but it's not a true a multi-terrain select. So you'll notice that you have a mud and sand and a rock and dirt. Now in the mud and sand mode, it actually disables the traction control. It disables the collision avoidance. So you can get a lot more tire spin, if you're in the sand, if you're at the beach, somewhere that like you do want tire spin, it will let that happen. Now in the rock and dirt mode, it really tries to put the power down equally to all four wheels. If you notice back there at our last obstacle, it sat on the side of that little hill for a good like 10-15 seconds before that it really figured out like what was going on and where that it needed to put the power down to. Once it figured it out, it went right up it. So just know that if you do get in a sticky situation, stay in the power and it will figure it out.